I got a call one morning, Jeff, the truck's gone. I'm like, okay, what do you mean the truck's gone? Like, did you get towed? What happened? It was basically teed up in some bad part of town, trailer all ready to go, all the tools in the back, and somebody just jimmied the lock on the truck, put a screwdriver in there, and drove off with it.
Is this year one?
Yeah, this is year one.
So this is in like 6 months, not even 6 months after you open the door.
Hey, ho, hey, ho.
You are now tuned in to the best roofing podcast in the world.
The Roof Trollz. Here we go, here we go, here we go, yeah.
All right, here we go. Back again. Roof Trollz Podcast. We got Jeffy finally. Jeff Semko. Those guys that don't know him, he is the original owner of Roman's Roofing. He's hard to get on the podcast, always busy.
Well,
Right.
look at how he's dressed, man. He's he's sharp.
I do have a hearing. I don't like that you guys are doing this at 3 a.m. It's just a weird time to do a podcast.
Yeah,
But
I wish this was 3 a.m. And Jeff told me that he had till 1:30. And where it stands, what time is it right now?
we're good. It's like
123.
And he's, yeah.
But his hearing's in the Philippines. He's helping one of our guys get married or something, I think. I don't know.
Nice.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me. And yes, I'm the original owner, but glad to have you guys pushing us beyond the next level. So,
Well, are you really the original owner?
yes, I built Romans from the ground up. It was started in April of 2020. And if you recall what was going on in 2020, I think it was March 13th where things kind of shut down. It was Friday the 13th. I was at home drinking Coronas with some buddies from court, other attorneys, and we're like, okay, they're shutting down the courts on Monday.
I never heard this part of the story, so this is awesome.
I never had a job. I mean, I was working remotely. We weren't having court. So March comes along, COVID. We think it's a seriously deadly virus, which, people obviously did die. But then, we just were over cautious. And so April came around, and that's when Romans was founded. People always ask me, you're an attorney, how did you get into roofing? And I said, well, it was a accumulation of things. We had one guy that came to me who was a PA and said, listen, my buddy in Alabama needs a job. How about you start your own company and I'll feed you roofs? I said, okay. So I saw that as a business opportunity. I also had other clients that were roofers and they always had money. And anytime I fly anywhere, you look down, what do you see? You see roofs. Everybody has a roof. And so I had clients. I had a guy that was going to feed me roofs. And, I see it as a good market for being an entrepreneur. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've had failed businesses, endeavors, and then so far it's working, and thanks to you guys. And so I started, that was April, designing logos. I'm getting like, okay, you're going to start your own crew. It's April. We got to start going. What are you going to call it? I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. And I wanted to go with alliteration, roofing, Roman. And my kid was not even one. And I'm like, Roman's Roofing. I'm like, that's cool. And I mentioned it to somebody and they're like, so you're going to have like a Roman soldier? I'm like, well, yeah, I didn't even know that. And so I started with the logo, had different drafts out there, and then, registered the business, started doing online stuff. So I had my own crew that year, and I bought a F-250 truck that could pull a trailer. I bought a trailer brand new, used truck, all new equipment from, I think it was Menards. I wasn't even there for it. Just here's money, credit card, start buying stuff.
So many people listening right now, too, that tried to start up a roofing company.
Do it.
Had
It's
nothing.
awesome.
Yeah, but they had nothing.
From ground
This guy's
zero.
in here buying new Ford F-250s, buying
Not new
trailers.
F-250.
It was used?
It was a used F-250. I think it cost me
The suit fooled me.
maybe $2,000. But the trailer was new, was like probably $8,500. And it was a dump trailer. And then I needed to put misfit crew of, roofers together.
100%.
And we had a crew of maybe 5 guys with a crew leader and his kid going out there and just starting. I think we were doing maybe 1 or 2 a week, if that. And then, just going through the trials and tribulations of running a roofing company. I'm like running a law office and I have to do everything I need to do for that. But it was also COVID. So my time was available. And I got a call one morning, probably August or September. I'm getting ready for work. I think it was like 5 a.m., and I'm taking a phone call because that's the time they get ready. and the truck was, Jeff, the truck's gone. I'm like, okay, what do you mean the truck's gone? Like, did you get towed? What happened? And I had a tracker on the truck, and I had a tracker, but not on the trailer. And that was the problem. So I'm like, okay, why are you calling me? Call the police if the truck's gone. The truck was stolen. It was basically teed up in some bad part of town, trailer all ready to go, all the tools in the back, and somebody just jimmied the lock on the truck, put a screwdriver in there, and drove off with it. So I'm just defeated.
And how many months into this? Is this year one?
This is year one.
You said it's August. Like,
So it's like,
Okay, so
it's somewhere I'd have to look back to see. I mean, this is 5 years ago.
this is in like 6 months, not even 6 months after you open the doors.
just to preface real quick, he's like a real roofing crew. Like he's like got guys actually doing roofs.
Yeah.
Not
Well, he
selling
bought the
roofs,
trailer.
Like, yes.
That's why.
Yeah.
And I'm dealing with the things you don't hear about roofing crews too, like the internal fighting or so-and-so not showing up or, whatever, so-and-so's hungover or somebody punched somebody in the face. It's just, I'm like, I'm not used to that. I'm used to people dressing up and being in front of a court. And even though you go to court every day and everyone's your opponent, the judge, the prosecutor, the opposing counsel, your client, the victim, like we're supposed to be a team. You're developing a team, people that have one goal. Let's put a roof on somebody's house or siding or whatever it may be. So that day it got stolen, I was just like, okay, call the police, let me know what they say. And then I'm just tracking it on my phone. I don't even think I looked at it. I'm like, where's it at? So we ended up going to get it. I'm in a black suit, black tie, just, I drive out to where it's at. This is in Pullman, south side of Chicago. Just ghost towns, and like, there's the truck. I'm like, sweet, where's the trailer? That was the prize. It was an $8,500 trailer, brand new.
And you didn't have the tracker on there, you said?
No tracker on the trailer.
And there were tools in the trailer.
Oh, yeah. But they didn't take... I have a ladder vader, which you guys don't know about somewhere. I got to go get that for you. But part of the ladder was taken. I'm like, why didn't they take the ladder on top of the truck? Or there was something left behind. Maybe like I said, they were interested in the trailer. And the trailer's worth money, and there's no registration on it, or it's probably in Florida right now. So they got that, and then I was able to jimmy the truck back or start it up and drive it to my mechanic and get it fixed. And then
Jeff, you hot-wired your own truck.
It was already hot wired, so it was easy to get going again.
If he closed shop that year one, I would say that was an insurance scam. It just smells insurance scam all over. Like you faked a robbery,
Right. Yeah.
a heist with your truck. They took the trailer, left the tools. I don't know.
And you could have blamed COVID because everyone was blamed. This truck was stolen by COVID.
Yep.
The trailer was stolen by COVID, right?
But that didn't happen. You stayed in business.
Yeah. So, off season comes. It's like, all right, we got to kind of move on from this, try something different. We ended up going towards subs. During the off season, I also found a marketer who I would give a big shout out to, Michael Mignona. If we could post his address or website, his service.
That'll be $1,500 for our fee.
Because he
He's gotta
helped me
donate like
through
everybody
a
else.
lot, not just in getting leads, but in coaching. And he was just super valuable. So what he did was he wasn't just going to get me leads. He trained me how to do it. So back then in 2021, Facebook wasn't so restrictive as to how do you know where people are, what their income is, who owns the house. You could really pinpoint, what do you want? I want people that own a house that are 25 and up, that have money, that are in this geographic location. And I could just drop pins where I wanted leads and they would come in and they were good. Because what do you do when you need a lead? What do you do when you need your car detailed or your refrigerator worked on or your yard cut? What do you do immediately, Mike?
Well, my situation is a little bit different.
All right,
I have my F3 network that I usually hit up first, but
Okay,
I go
and
to
they have
some
a
kind of
recommendation.
personal. Yeah, I go to some kind of personal referral. But
What do
for
most
things I
people
don't
do?
know about,
Google.
I'll go to Google.
Okay, so people go to Google.
Yeah.
So when you go to Google, like, hey, give me the top 5 attorneys, divorce attorneys near me. Okay, then you get, those 5, and they're all spitting out prices. Calling who's going to answer first. That's who you're going to go with, and like, yeah, that's about the price I want. Good. What do we want when we want a lead for a roofing company? People are going to go to Google. Where do you go before you go to Google? You're on social media looking at your family, your friends,
Yep.
your politics, whatever, just like liking stuff, and then you see an ad, you're like, oh, roof. How do they know I need a roof? Pinpoint, boom, income,
And this
own a
is
house,
where
location.
you're going
oh,
into
I'm gonna
now.
like that photo, and all of a sudden you start getting more of that image, and it was me holding Roman as a baby, just smiling, because it's like, do I know this guy? Is this this is an ad, and I'm gonna give them a call. Boom. Lead comes through, texted me, emailed me, goes to a Google spreadsheet. I had a crew of 5 sales guys, and they all worked for Leaf Filter at the time. And they are all coming to me because they're like, your leads are good. Because the customer's not going to Google and getting the lowest bid, the best bid or the quickest bid. They're just going to Facebook, and you're the only one they're contacting.
Yeah.
It's just like when you watch TV, you're watching the football game, the Bears play Washington or whatever, the Commanders, and you see a car commercial. You don't go watch the game to buy a car, So that's why those ads work. It's like, oh, there's a Lexus, there's a BMW or whatever, Ford. I like the Bronco. I'm going to go take a look at it. And, you saw that commercial. You're not on Google, because once you're on Google, you're just bidding against everybody. But yeah, my buddy Mike, I call him my buddy because he helped me out so much. And the leads were just so good. And you could turn it up like a volume. I would spend sometimes $500 a day on leads because they were so good. And I'd get like 20 or 25 of them. And I'd feed them to my guys, and they're just like, keep them coming. But as this business was growing, I was still learning, the social media aspect of it. He taught me how to do it. So he had a class. It was like 40 some hours. And then he also had coaching calls, and he's showing me how he did it and how he does it. And then year 3, that's when I, still building, trying to find the right person to lead, because I'm trying to run my law office. I have my bills to pay, and I have staff members there that I want to make sure they're provided for. So I bring on somebody else. And then there was Angelo.
Yeah, he's been on a couple episodes.
So Angelo came on. He would bring me coffee and just want to hang out, and worked at ABC. Hey, we want your business. I'm like, thanks for the Starbucks. That's cool. Like, and he just wants to hang out. I'm like, cool. Is this what they do? Like, to try to schmooze me to get their business? Because I could go with Beacon or Richard's Supply, or and he's like, I like what you're doing here, man. You're really taking a stab at this whole roofing thing. You're an attorney, you're in a suit, and I'm like, yeah, just see if it works. And then come year 3, I'd been talking with Angelo, and I said, you know what? Why don't you come lead my company? And so that's when he came on and started running the show. And then early on year 4, I'm meeting with my accountants and Angelo, and we're just still trying to figure it out. And then that's when you guys came in.
Yeah, so that's what drew me to Roman's Roofing originally, was the marketing. It was, although I know that it was a lot of your son and you, which was nice at that time. That was kind of like the mom and pop shop. You wanted that home feel to it and the family thing. And we still keep that same philosophy now, even though we're growing rapidly. We're still like, it's mostly centered around family. But some of the marketing ideas that you had and what you were doing was what I was trying to do with the company that I was at prior to this. Although we don't see eye to eye sometimes on the lead, prospecting out of the whole thing. Me and you on the lead prospecting. I mean, it's getting better now because I think we understand that the branding is the number one thing for us right now, as opposed to the way you were pulling the Google leads. But there is something to be said about that, though. You guys did set it up when we came in here, and you guys had the shell of this whole thing. The only thing you were really lacking was motivated sales reps and a little bit back end help, so you could take the time to focus on your law office as opposed to focus on Romans. And what were you guys do? Like, what was your biggest year prior to us being here?
I think it was year 2. We hit maybe $1 million. And then year 3, when Angelo was here, was like maybe 750. So we scaled back. Angelo scaled back on Illinois, because in year 2, we were in Wisconsin, we were in Illinois, we were in Indiana. Were we in Michigan? Because we had a guy living in Wisconsin that was selling roofs up there, and we had a sub doing them up there.
See,
so we scaled it back to year 3 when we got rid of all the sales crew, where it was just Angelo, just Indiana at that point.
Well, 2 guys and some marketing. That's not, I mean, 700,000 and $1 million's not bad.
And the issue with the marketing was the Facebook stuff. Facebook's changed. Like, with privacy issues, so you weren't able to really pinpoint the people that needed it. But what the feedback was from the images I was putting up of me and Roman, the people, when my sales guys would come meet with buyer, the client, the homeowners at the kitchen table, they're like, yeah, we want Roman. We want not the company, we want the little guy. That we like him. He's cute. Is he going to get up on the roof? We'd make the joke like, oh, he's taking a nap or, in between whatever. And that's what they kind of like. That was the brand, it's the family. We want the family. We want the local. We did a hotel near my office and it was, they're like, no, we want somebody local. I'm like, well, we're right next door. And they're like, done, sold. That was the biggest roof we did was a commercial hotel.
It's still not bad though. I mean, I liked the feel of it when we came over here. When we first met, there was no intentions for anybody listening now too that we were even going to do this. So when me and Mike left the company we were at before coming here, we met with a couple other companies. I met with a few companies that were local here too. We sat down, entertained some ideas, went and did our own research, and then we came to the determination that we're probably more than likely going to have to start up from ground zero. I had been flirting with the idea for years at that point, if I was going to get out and try to be an owner, try to open up my own thing. So I decided that after 6 years of talking about it, it was time that I was going to go do that. So I got with him. Well, he got with me, actually. I had already been trying to exit where I was at in my current situation. He came up to me and was basically like, yeah, it was done, and it was all within like 3 days. It all fell apart. And I was like, okay, well, let's do something together, because I originally had worked with him before, and this was an opportunity for me to finally, do what I had been talking about for 6 years and start something. So we were like in the mindset of, all right, we met with a few people. We didn't really like what their philosophies were. They didn't match that well with us. So what can we do here? So I guess, let's take our GC license. We had another guy, Sean, that was with us. I was like, we'll take our GC license. We'll get our roofing license. We know people who to do that from. We'll start up. We'll find a small office. We'll build this thing out the right way. We got a good sales team. And then Angelo and me just happened to be going to a Cubs game. And we've talked about this before in some of the episodes here, but it's crazy how it worked out. It's just a couple casual conversations, and he was like fishing for us to buy, and we're like, dude, we don't have money and stuff like that right now. Like we're literally, we weren't attorneys. We couldn't go out to get the trailer and everything right away. So he emptied, his savings account out to help us kickstart this whole thing. And when we met with you guys, it was just a casual, all right, we'll feel it out. We've already met with 3 other companies. Why not?
I didn't know you guys had met with 3 other companies.
Well, me and him won together, and then I met with 2 of them prior to me and him talking, and I'm sure he had a couple other that were talking to him in there too.
Yeah, I had GAF Beacon. They wanted to hire me. Like they're like,
work for them, yeah.
Because I've been in the industry forever and everything.
Yeah,
like I was getting offers even before I had left RBI. But hey, real quick before I forget. So what were you trying to sell at this point when this all started? I didn't think so.
No.
And then what was it like meeting all of us for the first time? So like, what were your real thoughts? Because we never really talked about this. Like,
I never even heard the story of the stolen vehicle either. I'm
Really?
glad, I'm glad you brought it up now, because legitimately that's why I was listening so intently. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know anything about this. So
the fact that I had a tracker on it was so cool, though. Like I could see on my phone where
but
it's
like
at.
the fact you didn't have it on a trailer is not so cool anymore.
Yeah. Well, I just remember Angelo being like, hey, we're gonna have this meeting, and Mike Armelis wants to meet with us. What's this? Like that was the big name, because you and him are just buddies. Like it was like when he said his name, it was like, why does Mike want? I'm just curious, and he was just talking to himself. I'm like, dude, fill me in. Who is this guy? Like what's he gonna bring to the table? He's like, man, he's got a network. He really knows the industry. This is big. This meeting's big. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Like, what's going to happen? He's like, I don't know, but Mike Armelis is going to be there. I'm like, okay. So I'm like, let's meet at an attorney's office.
And this thing happened over the course of 24 hours.
And I met you guys at my office first, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we were upstairs in your little conference room there.
Yeah.
Cherville.
That's right.
Yep.
I just want to say I just really hit off with you guys. I mean, I'm friends with Angela, not like you guys are friends, because you guys have been knowing each other much longer. But I think I've really hit off with you, Mike. I really enjoy, I like how you call me randomly just to follow up and say, hey, I haven't heard from you for a little bit. How's it going? What's going on? What do you think of this or that? I love that.
Well, we're going to make you come over here.
I guess we're closer in age, too.
Yeah, we're old.
These guys are young.
I know.
Sean, Elijah, Angelo. I mean, like, come on.
Young-ish.
And you've known Jim for years. I mean, man, I really seen him for the first time lead a sales meeting, and they have this entire room filled with guys and girls, that men and women, I should say, that just really want to go out there and help people and make a difference and support their families. Just super cool. I cannot wait until next year. Like,
yeah, oh yeah, I'm already
really
excited
growing.
as well.
But going back to before you asked me, did I ever intend to sell? No, I was just gonna keep sticking it out and figuring it out. And you guys might be thinking he would have never figured it out, which might have been the case.
No, I don't think you would have never figured it out.
It just would have taken
it would have taken a lot longer.
And it's just trial and error. It's
Same with us though. You know, we would have got to the trucks, we would have got to the roofing license, we would have got to the building, but it wouldn't have been anything like it is now. I think all of us in the beginning, it might have been like, you know, what'd we do? Did we make the right decisions? But then as it carries on, now you're just like, dude, this was beyond the right decision. Like, we got everything a lot faster and we would have attained it individually. And the fact that it used to be a problem when everybody said not to steal a play from Angelo's playbook, but it used to be an issue when people were like, oh, you guys got 6 owners over there. So, you know, you can't even make a decision, you know, blah, blah. It's a strong point to have 6 of us, dude. It is 6 different points of views, 6 different people to make sure you don't fuck something up. It's 6 different hands on it that we all trust. And all of us at the end of the day may have different routes that we're going to go on, but we all have the same goal. We all want to help the most people we possibly can and build this thing up.
Everyone brings something to the table. Yeah. And I mean, there's never a tie vote. It's always, you know, the right choice is made. And there's always going to be a level of risk in anything we do. Being entrepreneurs, 100%. We need to, you know, keep doing that because there's other things on the horizon that are going to be risky. And I'm always thumbs up about it because I know, you know, if we can get through what we've gotten through so far, we're going to keep pushing the limits.
I know we want to look at that thing in Michigan next week. And don't want to talk too much about it, but Jeff's like, oh, I don't have to be there.
I don't have to be there.
Jeff's he's going to automatically put the thumbs up. Like, but Jeff, we want, because there's some things in this thing that we're talking about in Michigan we need your input on because outside of the roofing side of it, the other things that we're adding onto it, you have a background in some of these things. Plus, there's that new venture that we could be taking on with that, and I think you've done some stuff already in that.
Well, we need to get him out of the office in the courtroom anyway, man. You didn't get the experience.
You guys are having a lot more fun than I am.
We did roof. I know, but
like I said, everyone's against me. The judge screamed at me for 10 minutes today because my client was in sweatpants and a hoodie. He's like, Attorney Semko, I'm sure you've already told your client to dress well today, and I said, and I paused because I knew the answer was no, and he was gathering that. I said, no, I didn't. I forgot to remind my client not to look like a slob for court today. I didn't say it like that, and he just laid into me about character and on the way your presence. And I mean, he's saying it he was putting on a show.
I think what we need to do is put out an ad to find you your law partner.
I could do that.
So we can get you full time here at Romans next year.
Dude, you guys are having a blast. You're working hard. You're really, cause like it's a team atmosphere, you know, how can I help you be successful? There's nobody here working against you. I say the same thing to my wife, Krissa. She's worked at University of Chicago for 20 years, pediatric ICU and now sedation. University of Chicago is one of the best in the country.
Oh yeah.
And she's one of the best nurses there. And doctors give a sigh of relief when she walks in. And they're like, oh, good, it's you. They're all working as a team. Code red, code blue. I don't know what they call it. Like, we need this, like doctors, nurses, you know, assistants, whatever. They're all working together.
We just want you to be happy,
I go to work,
Jeff.
and it's a confrontation constantly.
Are you happy? That's the thing. Not in life, because you got a beautiful home, you got a beautiful family, you make good money. Yeah, we're all grateful. Are you happy when you go to work every day? Are you happy?
I'm not unhappy.
Well, okay, but that's not the question, though.
So
the question is, are you happy? But you just answered it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here at Romans. That's what makes this job so cool. Is like I genuinely am happy. Even when I come to work upset, I'm still happy. If I get in an altercation here, we're still happy about what we're doing. I don't ever miss work because it never feels like work to me ever.
I'd have to take the leap. And it's hard to give up something like your baby.
You just said we got to do risk, and we got to take all these risks.
And I'm open to risks. But I got to take the leap and do it.
Well, I'm down here at the bottom. I'm going to catch you.
I've been doing the attorney stuff for 15 years. I was sworn in 2008.
Yep.
I think. Yeah, 2008, May the 4th be with you. May 4th, 2008. Sworn in. And so it's hard to just let something go that you've built for so many years.
Well, no one's telling you to let it go.
Yeah, we never said that. So you're a man all about, having a couple businesses and stuff. You have the entrepreneurial mindset. That's 100%. So what we're saying is go and be happy. So if roofing will make you happy, then make law your secondary. That's what we're saying. We're not saying
and it's going to be a hybrid for a little bit. I'm not saying I'm full time here next year. It's just going to be hybrid. There's people there that are kind of my employees at the law office rely on a paycheck, so I got to make sure it's in good hands. So, and
some of them could benefit us over here as well, though.
Yeah, if there's a spot for me here,
there is 100%.
I would love that. Let's go back to the licenses if we're going to expand to other states. But I took the license exam in Illinois in 2021, passed, but it wasn't until just recently that we finally pushed it through. And thanks to you and your knowledge, doing it before, driving my butt down there.
I didn't do anything. I just took a ride.
And we're all super overwhelmingly excited to get into the highly saturated Illinois market for roofing. Like, we just can't wait. I can't wait to dive in there.
Well, there's going to be opportunities there. You never...
I'm not saying that we don't need it and that opportunities can come from it. What I'm saying is that, dude, we're crushing it right now in Northwest Indiana. Even if people don't believe that, I'm telling you right now, we're crushing it.
So that's something we evaluate off season. And
well, you need the right situation, Illinois, because building it from the ground up right now isn't going to be where it's at. I mean, we know that already.
Well, the off season is going to tell a lot. I mean, some of the things that we've been doing, the indicators are there that it's going to be a pretty hefty off season for applicants to work here at Romans. I know I've gotten a few messages. Attractive.
Who doesn't have to advertise for employees? Apple, Google, Facebook, the FBI. Like, these are people that I want to go work. They don't have to advertise for that. And I want it to be where Romans is like, hey, they take care of their people. They have a great online
destination
presence.
Spot for
we
sales
can make
reps.
money for make money with them. They have a great culture, and that's really something we're building here. Thanks to
401k coming in January.
401k.
No, it's not thanks to us.
Health insurance.
It's thanks to you and the mindset you have as well. You can't do this if everybody's not on the same page. We could have made a lot more as individuals here doing this if we ran a different structure, but the philosophy is to grow this out. Because this has got to be something powerful. If we open up this Michigan thing like we're talking about doing, and if it happens sooner than later, which it might, that's going to put us.
Michigan.
That's going to put us across. Oh, dude, everything that goes over Lake Michigan that we miss goes right into there, right over the border. But more importantly, it's going to open up, South Bend, Elkhart, Goshen, Fort Wayne.
I'm already on it.
There's so many barriers to entry in Michigan,
in Indiana.
Yeah, and there's so much. Like if you probably drive through there when I forgot, where do you go?
Yeah, we go to Mackinac Island.
Mackinac Island.
That's my wife.
That puts us three states. We have 3 states, but then it puts us 3 states away from dominating the entire Midwest because you got Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Tennessee. You probably have to open up in Indianapolis before you get to Tennessee. But once you own those with Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan, that's the whole Midwest.
Yeah, and I've already passed the Wisconsin license before, so I can
Romans
get that again
much
in a
different
heartbeat.
than that.
If we're attracting
10 years from now,
good people, that's what's going to grow your company. Like Angelo said when he said, take care of your people. Take care of your clients, and everything else will take care of itself. So if we get good people in here and we take care of them, they're going to stay. We're going to help them grow, and we're going to be able to expand.
And that's what we got. You got to promote from within, and you got to have people that want to grow with Romans.
Yeah, I'd love to see Kevin be leading up Michigan or something like that. He was a huge find. I think Angelo found him, right? So I keep giving Angelo credit there.
Well, he hit the market from a local company out here, and then he was highly. Actually, quite a few people messaged him when he became available. So we just happened to sit down with him, and he liked our vibe.
Yeah.
Eddie, same thing. One of our top reps might finish top salesman right now. He's second now. Matt passed him, but either way, he was a guy that we went to high school with. I didn't really hang out with him in high school.
High school with Eddie?
Yeah. And his wife actually has a couple years behind us. So
Tiffany.
Yes. So we knew each other pretty well. But I wasn't friends with him. But when he came here, he was a couple people at Alpha Storms, JB West, a few other people had messaged him about work and trying to get him into there. And when he walked in, I wish he was here right now because it's always funny. I like when he tells a story. But he walked in to our office, our old office down the street, and he was supposed to come in for an interview. He comes in and he's only there for 5-10 minutes, and he's like, dude, he's like, this is crazy. and we just had a sales meeting. Everybody was in there all hyped up on it and stuff. They got their money too. When we came over here with the salaries that we had for them to line them all up and stuff, like when we first started. Because again, real quick off subject, when he emptied his savings account out to get this whole thing started, it's because the sales reps needed to eat, and they were in the middle of the year. Owners took 4 consecutive months without a paycheck.
Yep, I remember
4
that.
months without a paycheck.
Other than me, because I had my law office.
That's what I'm saying, and we did that so the guys
really
could eat.
Sacrifice there.
But yeah, they were really happy. But when Eddie came in, he was literally like 5 minutes into it. He was like, "Bro." He's like, the energy here is crazy.
And he's like, I want
to work here. That's what. Yeah.
He's
like,
I
feel everything in here.
Everybody that talks about him, they're like, he's just like a big teddy bear. Like I just feel really comfortable around him.
I always get at him like Robert Downey Jr. from Avengers. I'm always like trying to poke the Hulk and like try to piss him off. I'm like, come on, dude, let me see some of that flair. Let me see some of that pit bull UFC fighter. Yeah. Never, dude.
Who's the smart Hulk? What do you call him?
God. Put me on the spot too. What is his name?
Smart Hulk.
What's his name?
Isn't it Smart Hulk? I mean,
not Smart Hulk, but what's his name? Bruce Banner. Like, is that who it is?
Bruce Banner's his alter ego.
Yeah, his alter ego.
They're both together. Though.
Well, now he's like a mixture of them. Yeah, he's still a scientist, but now he's still
I don't know why they never went that storyline
rage monster.
How we got into that. I think that must have been a deleted scene or something, because all of a sudden he's just calm and doesn't get upset, and he's always the Hulk, and he's taking selfies with.
Well, that's basically who Eddie is.
Yeah.
So
wasn't it like a 5-year flash?
Maybe. That may be why.
Between Infinity War.
I mean, if we're going to get
into
movies, this is actually my favorite movie.
Is it really?
My second favorite movie, Behind You.
Come on, stop it.
I'm not kidding.
You were the one
yeah,
that
when I ordered the artwork, I ordered these without. I knew already he loved Braveheart. I love Braveheart as well. I love Gladiator as well. Can't wait for the second one either. But
we should rent out the theater for everybody.
We should. That'd be so cool.
Rent out the theater. Invite everybody. We should go.
But I ordered these, and I didn't know that one was the second favorite. It was really funny because it just ended up working out that way. And then I have the green light now to order the other ones. I think Leonidas right there, and then I'll come up with something really creative for over there. But yeah, I love these artworks. By the way, these are so cool.
Yeah, 300. 300 is a good movie. It's probably not in my top 10, but I mean it's good.
Yeah, it was.
But this one, come on,
it was awesome in the
I would
theater.
listen to this music. Like in college.
Not just
we're talking
the music,
the 90s.
everything about that film, where it's shot at, the sequences
Super
behind it,
cool.
like the scenery,
Great
the
directing,
score.
great acting.
Yeah. Before he was a nut job, for drunk racial nut job. But yeah,
he's brought it back in though.
A little bit.
I mean, he's on the right side of things these
I
days.
won't even go there. We're not going there.
Hey, so real quick though, thinking of that, how do you feel about Gladiator 2?
I seen the previews. I like the lead actor. What's this? The
Denzel.
No. Well, I like. Oh gosh,
Denzel. I haven't seen any of the previews for it. Is it? Yeah.
No, who's the guy from Last of Us? He's also in Game of Thrones.
He's in Mandalorian.
Right?
Yeah. I forgot his name.
But I loved him in Last of Us. Are you a Last of Us fan? Or
no.
No, that's too bad.
I don't even know what Last of Us is.
My God.
It was a video game originally for PlayStation.
Dude, they did a phenomenal job on HBO.
Yeah.
And then the show came out. And
but a lot of my top shows are on HBO, like The Wire.
Oh, I'm about HBO.
The Wire is number one.
The HBO Sunday Night Live, dude. When all of them were on, like True Blood, The Wire, Oz, Entourage.
I didn't see Entourage. I didn't see any of those.
What?
The Wire.
Dude,
Sopranos,
Entourage.
Sopranos I saw on DVD, so there was no commercials,
Sopranos
no waiting.
Great, yeah. Entourage is where
Game
it's
of
at,
Thrones
bro.
I watched with my wife up until, we didn't watch it until like season 7 was mid-season, and we caught up to
name my daughter Arya. I was a fanatic.
I love it. And then obviously Arya's a badass. And then season 8 we had to wait like everybody else, which was kind of cool and fun week to week. Like, oh, what's going on? And then
that's what happened to me with Breaking Bad.
Oh, I watched Breaking Bad all the way through without commercials either.
Yeah,
and that's probably my top 5.
I did up until season 5, and then I had to watch it weekly, like all the peasants.
Yeah. I haven't seen Better Call Saul.
I don't remember what
just
season I jumped in on Breaking Bad, but
Dude, you gotta watch the whole thing all the way.
No.
You need to watch
I did watch it all the way.
Yeah.
I'm saying, but I came in at like season 2 or 3 and started watching it. Yeah,
Entourage won't hit the same now. Right. And the movie sucks.
Probably because there's no
when it was coming on, Mark Wahlberg had his hands in there. It's like his whole entourage around him and stuff.
That was around when I was in law school.
Dude, it's
like 05
it's
or
so
something.
cool. What's his name that plays Ari? Is just incredible.
Is it
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
He was great
in that show.
Old School, right? Was that Old School?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the dean.
Yeah.
That's a great movie too.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of my favorites.
Say
Old
anything you
school.
want. Fuck shit.
Hey, yeah.
You come here, cock balls. God, Frank, why you gotta celebrate?
Earmuffs.
Yeah. Thought we were nesting.
Yeah.
Are we not?
Dude.
Are we not in nesting?
Yeah,
tree?
are we not in Circle of Trust?
That's such a good movie, man. That is such a good movie. I'm glad you're finally, willing to come on the podcast and that you dressed up for us too. I like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
That was intentional?
It's three.
No.
It's
No.
three.
Jeff dresses like this for those that are watching it on YouTube. And if you're not, he's got just a badass pin suit type. Well, it's not pin suit. What is that? What is that?
This is, I don't know. This is like almost like wool. It's thick, but I have a custom.
It's definitely wool.
I'll give a shout out to my designer. His name's Joshua Kircher. He's in Chicago.
Whoa.
I've been
all
using
right.
him for over 10 years now.
He's got like some tan and like white striped socks with these.
I mean, my shoes could be better.
the
but,
shoes that are brown.
Yeah.
Jeff's complaining about.
they
He
could-
looks
this is
super
audio, so they
professional.
can't see what I'm.
And then,
what
well, that's what I'm
wearing.
trying to explain it to him. And he's got
Yeah.
this wool like vest with this gray wool pants, and the tie is like a mocha colored like.
Yeah.
You know what he's missing?
It's nice, dude. It's just really
am I
nice.
missing?
You know
He's
what he's
missing a
missing?
pocket watch.
No, you know what he's
Tell him
really
all the time.
missing?
What?
Pins.
Pins. He does need a pin.
He
What do I need?
pins.
Flare?
Yeah.
He needs pins.
Yeah.
Oh, is this from your previous
it's an
company?
inside
Inside
joke.
joke.
Little
Yeah, you
star
guys have a
pin.
lot of inside jokes because you all worked at other companies together, and I'm just like left and right.
Well, I've asked you
I'm
to
like,
get a
who's
pocket
this guy?
watch.
Who's this guy?
A pocket
that?
watch
A
and
pocket
pin.
watch. I don't understand why
Yeah.
you don't have one.
Yeah, like
you look awesome with
Thank
one.
you.
I don't know
No,
why you're
I have
against
another
it.
suit. I look like I'm Sherlock Holmes or something.
What do they call it? The monocle? He needs one of those
Yeah.
too.
You know when Jeff looks the best, I always tell him to, when you're in the maroon suits and stuff like that.
Okay.
Like you're like, that's who you are.
That's
like a
part
yes
of
man.
my brand.
When he
is-
tells him to get the blue suit, like that's you. Like there's the people who want black, white, gray, like that's just what they go to. Jeff is that like maroon, a green. If
Yeah.
the Dumb and Dumber suit would fucking rock out on you.
Right.
I guarantee you would crush that.
I set the trend at the courthouse where nobody had a maroon suit. Nobody had a really bright blue suit or I don't know. My wife doesn't like this suit, but it's different, and so I broke that mold. And then other people started wearing it. Like nobody would ever wear three pre's, and then nobody would ever wear a maroon suit.
Do you wear red ties?
I do with a blue suit sometimes.
Red ties.
Yes, I do.
Jeez.
We got what's the date today? October 29th. What do we got? Like 6 more days of chaos.
I was just asking about red ties. It had
1
nothing.
week.
It had nothing to do with
1
anything
week,
else.
and this
It's 1
is
week, yeah.
over.
No.
And we don't have to get the.
And we're
text
talking about the
messages.
NFL trade deadline, right?
That's right. We're talking
You guys
about
know
the
they
NFL
did that
trade
the same
deadline.
day?
Yeah.
The NFL trade deadline is the
Listen,
same day as the election day.
I watched the Bears, and if that, I don't have time. I don't watch the rest of it. I mean, I have a couple fantasy teams, and they're both 4-4.
Oh, we eat,
but I
sleep,
don't
and
know.
breathe.
Like my buddies from law school, they know every school, every guy ever drafted what came from. Like because they watch the draft, and they just know.
I used to do that. It's hard now. It's
First
not the
round
same.
I'll watch, but then I'm
But they know where everybody
snooze
came
fest
from, what
after that.
school, because then that means they also follow college and the NFL. I'm just not into that. I'm in. What do I do for fun? I mean, I don't know what I got to figure out what you guys do for
Legos?
fun. I love Legos. I
yeah.
collect them more than I build them, but my son does like them. But he always wants. He'll find a Lego set, my stash in the basement. This is like a few years ago. And be like, build this. I'm like, that's a really expensive set. And then I have to emergency build a fire truck. It's 6 a.m. because you know how kids get up at 5:30, and all of a sudden I got to put together a fire truck before I got to get ready for work.
So you don't keep yours sealed. You actually open them up and.
Some of them, most of them are sealed. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
would love to one day build them all together with my kid.
I collect horror figures, and Aria always wants me to open them, and she's past that now. But I always feared it. When I was
Yeah.
at work, I'm like, Jesus, please don't go down there. I have
Yeah.
to lock them up because they're
You
expensive,
know what?
man.
I'm opening up sets from years ago for Legos that I'm like, you know what? Who cares? What am I going to do? In 50 years, I'm going to be.
But I mean, what are they? I mean,
Dead
are they
and
worth
buried
thousands
and-
or are they worth a couple $100?
Some of them worth 1,000, but I'm not
for
opening
sure.
up.
But I'm saying if
those
they're a
You
sets.
have
couple
the-
hundred,
Yeah,
you
they're a
have the
couple
Death
$100
Star?
bucks.
Like, really-
who's gonna buy it?
Yeah.
What do you need to do with that? You
Dude,
know?
the market, it's actually, if you go down the rabbit hole, you'll be amazed on what has a market and what doesn't. Because everybody
Yeah,
always
but
tells
then you
me,
gotta sell it.
growing up
I'm
is the
just-
horror stuff. Like,
You know
are
what?
you going to be able to move that? Hell yeah, I'm going to be able to
Yeah.
move that. I'm in so many
And what are you
groups
gonna
on
end up
Facebook.
making?
Thousands.
Thousands. Okay.
Hundreds of thousands.
You can make more by going out and selling roofs.
My collection in the basement right now, I'm probably got to be pretty close. I mean, It's up there, dude. I'm probably eclipsed the 20,000 mark. I guarantee it. With
Okay.
everything I had,
I'm sure.
100%.
The problem is, like, I have all these baseball cards and comics and stuff
Yeah.
like that, but selling it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I was collecting baseball cards in the 90s where there was just too much. You guys have that in common. Horrors. You like horror movies.
Yep.
And,
I don't collect like he does. I mean, I
okay,
like
yeah.
the
No, I've seen his
posters and
collection.
autograph posters and
Yeah.
stuff like that, but
you guys
I
always
don't
go
like
to the
fig-
opening night movies and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I enjoy playing poker. I actually do some Magic too. I wish I would have brought some cards. I've done some here, but anybody watching this would be like, "Oh, it's a camera trick." They have no idea. So but
They have to see you in person do the magic.
You look
tricks.
like a magician right now, too.
Oh,
dude.
okay.
Like right now, your outfit, right? That's what you would wear if you were a magician, right?
Yeah. No, it's
Is that
something
not?
I enjoy. I love seeing people's reaction. Like, "Oh my god, how'd you do that?" I looked up a book and I just started going from there and just playing around with it.
Norman
It's a lot of
Basil is a kid. He's a local kid. He does magic. I knew him. He lived with us through another roommate temporarily, but he was like really into like David Blaine.
Yeah.
Like that was like his day. He could levitate and everything like Norman
yeah.
can. Yeah, and he
That's
does
cool.
all the literally everything. It's some
Yeah.
of the most mind blowing tricks I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
He does, and it's
I like
right in Crown
mentalism,
Point.
mentalists, and figuring things out. Like if I were to ask you to guess a card, or I could choose your card.
We need you for an escape room. That's why you should have gone.
I've never done an escape
If you would have
room.
gone to RoofCon, dude, we didn't do
rooms
it
there?
either because he wasn't with us the night we went out there, but we went to
Mike?
City Walk. Yeah, the night we went to City Walk in Universal, which is like right outside of Universal Studios, and they had a little escape room, but it was Back to the Future and Jurassic Park themed inside there, and we didn't do it. I'm like, man, it would have been so great. You got to start coming to those
Speaking
things.
of Back to the
but-
Future, one of the most flawless movies out there. Great
The first
movie.
one.
And I did a video.
I like the second one.
Second one's good. The third one's nah.
No, the third one sucks. It's like Ninja Turtles.
First
the
one's
first two
just-
are
first
like
one's flawless.
good, but then yeah.
I rented a DeLorean. It was awesome.
They-
Oh,
Time
this is what
machine
you told me
DeLorean.
about with your.
Have you seen the video of me doing the DeLorean?
No.
With
Still
the,
haven't shown us yet.
oh my goodness.
Was this like
We're-
an
we
old
got-
school, like
you guys,
real
we gotta-
DeLorean, fully like?
We got to cut it loose, boys. We are at our time limit.
Oh, we're at our time limit. See, Jeff, and you wanted to leave early, and
Man,
look at this.
I
We
could-
just keep talking.
was concerned, over
want
time.
to keep chatting with you guys.
We want that too. I only see you once a week.
if
Do?
that,
You see me once a
Yeah.
week?
Yeah, I don't even think we see him.
you
when,
don't
yeah.
see him once a
Probably
week.
not-
That's
no,
why I have to
don't.
call him and say, "Hey, are you alive?"
Yeah.
Well, family, businesses, just having a blast out there. You guys are doing a great job. Love hanging out with you guys. I consider you more friends than I do co-workers, obviously. It's always positivity. I love it. And if we ever, we've never really gotten into it, but we've been in a heated
arguing
argument
and stuff like that.
It's
Yeah, but
about
it's all
work
work related. Yeah. Nobody's
but
really
it's
attacking
always
anybody.
like, if we ever get into it, it's like, hey, I want you to know I respect you. I love that. You know,
Yeah.
I love the respect issue we give for each other. You guys are just doing a great job, and I want to hang out with you more, and one day it's going to happen more. So thanks again for having me.
Yeah, I just want to be able to get a suit like that one day. Like,
All right, let's do it.
I'd look so cool.
We're all
like
gonna
a
go
purple
and get
one.
our own suits
Joshua
for the
Kircher.
Christmas
We're
party.
going to go to Chicago,
Yeah.
and we're going to everybody's going to get a
Something
suit.
vibrant though. I'm not getting
It's
the
something,
braid.
you
I'm
know,
getting
you
to
can
like
get cool
purple.
stuff on the inside. You know, you can get
He
like
moved away from his mic. So
We coordinate.
you can everything. You can get stuff on the collar. You flip up the collar. I've had collars that say "not guilty." You know,
Oh my
or
Yeah.
or my
Hey, all right,
name.
Jeff. But what do those cost? Those suits?
I'm not getting into that.
Come on,
We're not getting into that.
No? More than
what's
500.
what's a-
More than 500.
hell yeah, it's more than
Okay.
500. He wouldn't even put on a suit for $500.
You can't buy a suit for $500. Who's going to sell you a suit
Okay,
for $500?
that's enough. That's all we need to
custom
know
suit.
about it. Yeah.
Oh, custom. Yeah.
They're custom. You pick everything.
Well, one day.
Yeah.
colors,
One
the
day we'll
fabric,
have his problem.
the
One
inside.
day. Yeah. Maybe we'll go past the bar.
Let's pass
Instead
some
of
more
walking past
licenses.
it.
Let's get Michigan next. That's
Roofing
what-
licenses are cheaper and more profitable than.
Yeah, I studied for a week and I was able to pass it. So
All right.
Well, this Michigan one's a little bit tougher. They say.
We're
It's
going to
not-
get
it's not
Jeff
open
on
book.
here again 100% because
All
it's
right,
been
no,
fun.
yeah,
but
for sure.
We're going to cut out of here. So thanks, everybody. And we'll see you guys on the next episode.
See ya.